But
Exactly.
yes,
Like I need to spend my time what we will be using.
yes,
If I spend time learning which won't be useful later on.
yes. Okay, but yes, I will say that you have to be know the concept of object-oriented programming structure. If I say oops,
Oops.
if
Yeah.
you get the oops, you can do anything in any language.
Okay.
Okay, it's a very good concept. It's just a concept. If you say,
Yeah.
if I say, if you know something about oops, just let's discuss with that. If you know something about oops,
Something about oops. I
hmm
know it deals with objects, and
okay,
then we have classes, and then we have
hmm
methods,
hmm
and then we can create certain objects which belong to the same class.
hmm
Um, not sure if I know my. I know that we
mm.
have those loops.
Now, so I will just give you a overview that what is oops. So you know what is ISO, International Standard. Some when you take the product, some it's right that it's ISO certified.
Yes,
International.
I've heard. Yes,
Yes. So what is ISO?
that I don't know. I've heard of it though. ISO
Okay.
certified. I've
So
seen that.
ISO says it's an international standard organization. They will give you their certificate
Okay.
only and if you follow their guidelines. At all, not at all. They not at all. You can say worry about your product. They just see that have you followed the guidelines what they have told you? Because in their theory, if you follow the guidelines, the product will be the better one. They don't
Okay.
worry about the product. That what is the product, how is the product,
Mhm.
but they just worry that you have to follow the guidelines. Okay, so yeah, Shilpi is also there. So hi Shilpi.
Hey, hi. Hi,
Shilpi.
Abhijit.
So we are just discussing about the OOPS concept. So just we will start with the introduction, small introduction of yours, as I know the introduction of you can say lovely, but I want introduction of you as well.
Uh, what exactly?
Small introduction, just what your name, what is your academic qualification, what's your why do you want to join the course, and what type of knowledge you have.
okay.
Mhm.
Well, name as you know, Shilpi.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm currently working in testing domain, kind of,
Yeah.
and I'm looking to enhance my skill set in automation, basically,
Okay.
Selenium, Playwright,
Okay.
and
Okay.
currently working also.
Okay. Okay. So that's a good thing. Yeah, Selenium is a good thing because Selenium is a very old tool. You will find helping videos in the YouTube or in the net as well. But for the playwright, right now, you are not able to find any help because yeah, you will find the introduction part on the internet, like what is playwright, how to install, how to use. Yeah, you will get it. But if you stuck somewhere, you will get stuck for some time because helping is not there. But for Selenium, yeah, if you say if you continue the course, I am with you. That's the first part. But you will get also help from the web because it's a very low tool and it's a very common tool regarding testing.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's your academic qualification?
I'm Masters of Computers Management.
It's MCA or MCM,
M Management.
Masters of Computer Management.
Yeah.
Okay, I have not heard about this course. That because I
This
have
was
done.
started around my time, and I don't know whether it continued or not, but it was
Okay,
there in two, three universities in India, like Indore University, then
okay,
Agra, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University, and then
okay.
one more place was there. I remember from that time, but I do not know what is the status now.
Okay, no worries. But you are in the master because I have done MC as well. That's why I'm very wonder that what is this course? I don't hear about this. Okay, you have passed the course. That's a good thing. You are in masters. Okay, so I am just discussing about the concepts of OOPS in the first lecture. I'm not going to say on the first day I will just say do this, do that, do this, do that, because I am considering both of you as a freshers right now, so that I can know the level at which you are, and I will can pick you up from that. Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
okay. So if you, I think so. Lovely has told you about our website. This is the website seleniumtraining.com, and after I just go to Selenium C Sharp training and course details. We are discussing about the course details. Now,
Okay.
now I have asked the question to Lovely that she know about objects or not. Do you know what is what is an object in OOPS?
Yes.
Okay, so just explain the concept of objects, but you have to, you can say, give the answer in such a way. Suppose me and Lovely are laymen, and we don't know nothing about the objects. So how can you
Yeah, I can.
told? Yeah.
So, for example,
Mm-hmm.
there is a class. Class is like
Mm-hmm.
a kind of a blueprint. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Within that class, I'm defining some properties or state of, let's say I'm giving you an example. Let's say I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
about a car. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
there is a like a basic structure of a car. Like what is it exactly? Car works on a four wheels. You
Mm-hmm.
have a steering
Mm-hmm.
wheel, brakes. Then it has a
Mm-hmm.
color, or let's say four five properties. Now
Mm-hmm.
this is like a basic. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I wanted to enhance this. I wanted to create a one uh, enhancement for this. Then I'll take the blueprint of this class car.
Mm-hmm.
That
Mm-hmm.
car is defined this way, and I
Mm-hmm.
create a one object, which
Mm-hmm.
is like a kind of a copy, or a copy of that blueprint, with which can inherit those values, like properties of that class. For example, like if you wanted to have the color of the car, which is already
Mm-hmm.
defined, if it is white,
Mm-hmm.
and when you create an object based on that class,
Mm-hmm.
then those properties will also come with that object. So
Okay.
the object that you have defined, it will also have the same color of the car, same four wheelers, same brake, and
Mm-hmm.
something. And within that object, if you wanted to no, then that will be a I think enhanced classes, or a child classes. Yeah, I mean
Okay.
object is something kind of a, what should I say? I don't remember exact technical word.
Okay. So, okay, so you have a knowledge of, you can say, technicality answers.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. So if I say now, suppose we will do the programming in Visual Studio 2022. Okay. So have you anyone of you installed the Visual Studio?
Not on this computer. I have it on my work computer, but I can
Same.
install. I think there's a version,
Okay.
community version, that is free, right?
Yeah, we go for the community version.
Yeah. Okay.
So lovely. Just look at. You can see my screen now, both of you.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
So just a minute. Yeah, it is opening. Uh, sorry. So because the basic question in the interview, they will ask you that what is an object in. You have answered that. Should be that you have answered
Just need
that.
to revise it actually.
Yeah, but uh, uh, okay. So this is the community version. You just go for the Visual Studio 2020 and download, and here this is the community version. This is free of course. You don't have to pay anything to anybody. Okay, don't go for professional enterprise. Go for the community version. Okay, I am not going to install it because it is already installed in my system.
Okay.
So I just double click, single click on this. Okay, now go for the new project. Okay, right now I go for the console application and it is in C sharp. So next and say today is 1 June morning. Okay. And next, we create. Okay. Now, before that, can anybody tell me that what is selenium? If I ask you that what is selenium, how will you answer me? Any of you?
Selenium is, I know it was basically a add-on for Firefox to test, like to create scripts for UI automation. And the main thing is like it finds the web elements
Mhm.
by their, um, it's a term they could call it, uh,
Mhm.
IDs or something.
If you're saying add-on, add-on means
I know initially it was on Firefox, but now I mean it works everywhere. But
okay.
uh, yeah, and there were many versions of Selenium.
Okay, let's go to their official website, which is selenium.dev, okay, and see what they tell us. Okay, Selenium automates browsers. That's it. That's the simple definition that they
Okay,
have given to us. That
okay.
Selenium automates browser. That's it. Now I have a question for both of you. Can Selenium can Selenium be used for you can say automating the desktop application?
No.
No, only web,
Yes.
like browser based. Yeah.
Yes, it is not at all used for automating the desktop application. And can you tell me anybody of you that as far as browsers are concerned, you can say Selenium support which browsers?
Um, Chrome, Firefox,
Mm-hmm.
Internet Explorer, like Edge, not I is not used anymore. Edge.
Mm-hmm. So
Safari.
Safari.
I'm not able to hear you. Hello?
Should be.
Yeah, I don't hear him.
Oh, yeah, I'm not able to hear him as well. मुझे तेरी आवाज तो आ रही है.
Same.
वेट करते हैं शायद कोई कनेक्शन का हो.
हाँ यार बिल्कुल ही
Hello.
भूल गई मैं तो ऑटोमेशन पे काम
मैं
नहीं किया
भी
तो एक छोटी सी चीजें भी याद नहीं आ रही मुझे तो
मुझे भी ना
रिवीजन करना
अच्छा
पड़ेगा
वही मैं तो यार मैंने 4.5 साल पढ़ाई करके डिग्री ली है प्रॉपर मतलब रिसेंटली मुझे
नहीं मैंने तो भी
मुझे
रिसेंटली
उसका
किया साल
कंसेप्ट
भर
मैं ढंग
पहले
से नहीं
सब
बता
कुछ
पाई हूँ
किया
ना.
है आई डिड
Yeah.
एवरीथिंग
Hi. Hello. Hello. Hello.
हेलो हेलो आपकी आवाज आ रही है अब.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, my just net got out. Okay. So, are you able to see my screen?
अभी तो
नो
नो
इंटरनेट
इंटरनेट लिखा आ रहा है मैं स्क्रीन तो दिख रही है वैसे.
हाँ अभी दिख रहा है
Okay. So, okay. Let's get back. Okay. So, where are we?
सेलेनियम
We are
आपने पूछा था कि सेलेनियम सपोर्टेड बाय विच ब्राउजर्स.
yeah. So it says support all the bugs. So, but you have a basic knowledge of your programming language, any programming language. So it can be like C sharp, it can be your PHP, Ruby,
पाइथन जावा.
or Python, Java. So we are going for the C sharp. Now the most of the question that everybody asks to me that how much C sharp required. Okay, so I already I had told you the lovely that the course till this string. It is all about the C sharp basics and it is more than enough. Don't go beyond this because programming is a very vast topic, very vast. We go
So
through one
Abhijit,
top.
like during
Hmm.
interviews, like for automation, right? So
Yeah.
suppose you're saying कि जो string class and functions है, we'll only need to know till then, right? तो वो जो
Mm-hmm.
इंटरव्यू होता है उसमें डू दे आस्क बियॉन्ड दिस और नॉर्मली दे डोंट
No,
आस्क?
no, no, no. If I go with object local, global, static, non-static, what is creating objects in C sharp, okay, meaning of static, loops, arrays, they just go for this type. They just go like inheritance. Inheritance
Okay,
is the main concept. Inheritance is the main
okay.
Uh, Shweta, I have heard even the questions related to collection also.
concept. Yeah. Collections is like how to collect the data.
Yeah.
If you say go into collection, it's how to collect the data. You will get to know about that if you have the basic knowledge. First part, 10 to 20% is like basic only, like encapsulation, inheritance, interface. Inheritance is the main concept because inheritance is used by vastly in C sharp. It is used by vastly in C sharp. Okay, so just what I am going to tell you, just remember that thing because all the things that we are going to discuss is can say related about the oops. And if you can, in the first 6 to 7 lectures, if you get that, you can do anything in programming, whether it is C sharp, Java, or any language, or Python, you can
Actually,
say.
Java and C Sharp are very close, like very, like I would say 80% similar, right?
It's just a difference of syntax only.
Because
I have
Shilpi is
done,
more interested in like Java because
yeah.
that's more popular. I'm more interested in C Sharp because that's what my company uses.
Okay, so don't worry about that. If you, I am going to give the both, but right now, if you just focus on the concepts,
Okay,
like because inheritance remains the same in Java, in Python, in C sharp, it just remains the same. There's just difference of syntax.
okay,
Believe me, because I'm just started my career in C sharp, then I have moved to Java, then I've used as Flutter as well. So everything is, you can say, revolving around the concept of oops.
oops,
Okay,
okay.
so I'm just asking Lovely that do you know about ISO, International Standard Organization?
Hmm,
When you
I heard.
when you yeah when you buy
Yeah, I heard
something,
of it, but I don't know what it is. I know it's some like
yeah,
agency.
it's an international standard organization. They will give you their badge if you follow their guidelines. They will you can say never bother about the products. If I say somebody says, yeah, my product is like this, my product is like this, they just say if you follow their guidelines like this guideline, that this line, then the product of yours is definitely a good one. They don't bother about your product. They bother about that do you follow their guidelines or not, because in their knowledge, if you follow their guidelines, then product will be definitely a good one. That's
Okay,
the same way I will say about the oops.
okay,
You can make the product. You can make this product. If I say you can make this product in many ways,
okay,
like doing this. But if you follow the concept of oops, which is a concept, you you will able to move in any direction. Your project, your framework will be definitely a good one. If somebody wants to read your code, he or she can read it very easily.
okay.
Okay. Now, say you have already told me that you know about the oops. Okay, now I will go to my here. Now here I will just say this is my one class. Suppose if I make a object of this class, how can I make a object of the class? Anybody?
Uh,
Syntax, if you have the C sharp knowledge.
I'm thinking,
Object
do we declare
of this
something
class.
like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, try it. Lovely, first you.
um, do we declare something? I'm just thinking
Okay. So,
like
Shilpi,
if
you can try.
What is the class name for which I have to create the object?
This is a class name program.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So uh, what is that variable? I don't remember. Whatever you put
Uh,
it.
so,
Uh,
uh, I will just say the
Yeah,
program.
anything small program is equal to new program.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
because
yeah, right.
this is
Class will be program. Yes, new.
so.
Yeah.
What is an object in this?
Object is this program, small program, with a,
Yeah,
starting with a small capital.
This
Small.
one.
Yeah. Yes.
So you were absolutely wrong.
it is the
Mm,
one on the right, the new
Yes,
program.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Program is actually a kind of a variable, left hand side,
it's a
and right
reference.
hand.
It's
Yeah.
a reference.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, so nobody will know this about the concept of the object. Now, when the interview asks you how can you make an object of the class, you have to say by using the new keyword. You have to say
Okay.
that new keyword. When I say new keyword, I will just explain the concept of this object. When I say new, an object is created. Some memory space is allocated to that object.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in the memory location where this object is lying, you don't know. But when I say program, this program is locating towards that object. So program, this program, or you can say, I will say program small p. This is a, yeah, so say this small p is a reference to the object. This is not an object. Small p is an object reference. This is object reference. Like if I suppose you are in India, you are traveling to Hyderabad, and it says Hyderabad is 10 kilometers away. That milestone, which says 10 kilometers away, is a reference to the object, or you can say reference to the city, but it is not at all object.
So you're saying the object is stored somewhere else, but what we write here is the reference to that object.
Yes, yes. When I write the new keyword, it will take some space in my memory space. So that new keyword, and I don't know whether that where their object is located. So P will point towards that object. Okay. This is the most important interview question, and after so many of knowledge, after so many years, nobody will knew that what is an object and what is an object reference. Difference between object and object reference. Okay,
Okay.
so mm, I think so. This is the most important question in an interview, and nobody will know this because I have faced the same thing again. So when somebody says, how can you make an object of the class? You just have to answer that. So you can use the new keyword.
And then
He,
we
she,
add the
yeah,
class name.
yes, new with the class name. That's make an object. So if he or she will know the concept of object reference, then he will definitely ask you the why it's new. So you will say that by using the new keyword, we will make an object of the class. And on the left hand side, we will go the object reference. When you say object reference, she will know that you have the basic knowledge of OOPS.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a reference. Left side is a reference that is pointing towards the object, and the right side is the object.
Okay.
Okay, so what is an object? I'm not going into right now. I will go to that what is the object, how we can use the object, why we use the object, okay, why this, what is this static, what is this main, why the main method is static. Okay, I will discuss all that. But first of all, I just want to know that anyone of you have know about the N unit?
I have heard of it, but I never learned it.
Okay, so the Shilpi, do you know?
I don't know.
Okay, so let's to understand this. What is an N unit? N unit is like so. Let's take an example. Okay, suppose you have a Selenium scripts. Or just say you have a Selenium scripts. Selenium scripts that which test are running. You
Okay.
write a you write a script in Selenium, and it will for test one, for test two, for test 3.
Okay.
Okay. I will say this is test 1 and this is for test 2 and this is for test 3. Okay. Now on the thing, on the same thing, you have to take your data from some external source, like you can say your Excel file, you can
Okay.
say
Or
Excel
some
file,
database.
or some database, or some XML file. It can be anything.
Okay.
Okay, and the same on the same time, you want to generate reports as well. If I
Okay.
say you have to generate reports, say
Like,
generate
like kind of in which format? Any format?
any format.
Okay.
What this is the requirements that you are going to do in the framework. Okay, you want
Okay.
to generate HTML report, XLST
Okay.
report, okay, or it can be any report. Okay, and you want the screenshots to be embedded into your reports, or you want to say another thing, generate logs.
Okay.
Okay, so say generate logs. Okay, now or many more requirements are there which can be added in any framework. When we talk about Selenium, actually we are talking about writing Selenium scripts, but just writing Selenium scripts which will run one after another or run parallel will not serve the process.
Okay.
That is why we learn NUnit to
Okay.
organize the stuff. Like say, this is the NUnit. Okay, what it will do, sorry, N unit. Yeah, what it will do, it will read the data from Excel file, XML file, or anything.
Okay.
Okay, it will generate the reports as well. It will generate the logs as well. And according to the needs, it will run the test cases according to need. Whether you want to test two on the first side, whatever the thing it is all be maintained by the N unit. Okay,
Is that
but
like is that what is an unit? Is that a
N unit is like you can say extensions. You can
okay?
say Visual Studio, or you can say it's just anything that is. But the thing is that it will maintain your all the framework. Everything is maintained in this. You
Okay.
will get to
Then
know that
how is
what
it
is.
different from POM? I mean, if it is a kind of a framework, if it is maintaining everything,
Mhm.
how is it different from page object model? Or is
No,
it
no, no.
something like related
A
to?
page object, if you can say page object model is a type of, you can say page object model. It's a, mm, that's a very good question, but you can't compare n unit with POM. N unit
So
is
Then
is it
what
different thing.
exactly
okay?
it is?
Page object model is a concept. N unit is not a concept, it's extension. But page object model is a concept. When I say, when I go to suppose here, now here, if you see page object model, data driven framework, it's a concept of doing the framework.
Hmm.
Data dri- and Unity is not like that. It's not a concept. It's not, it's a just like an extension. It will help you to do some things. You
And
can
is it similar?
apply,
Is it something related to JUnit or test
That's
engine?
what I was thinking. JUnit might be like a sister of any unit for Java, maybe.
yeah,
Yeah, I also thought the same way.
yeah. It's a same thing. If I say, suppose, now if I go to my Visual Studio, you will see, create a new project. I have already installed an unit in my. If you see, I just search for an unit. You see, an unit test project is there.
Okay.
It's just an extension, but it's you can say it will give you helpful things in which you can do your framework, whether your
Okay.
test cases, how to write your test cases in an unit. So we will let know about these things in the coming classes.
Is it
But
kind
right
of a
now,
test run?
It's just like a give you a framework. It will give you a framework in which you can write your code. You will get to know when we do the N unit, but to know N unit, you need the basics of C sharp. You can say cucumber for Java. You're saying, you know about cucumber.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's the same thing like that. We will get to know spec. You know spec flow. Uh, when I say spec flow, do you know anything about? It's a cucumber for C sharp. Okay, so you will get to know. Don't confuse about these things in on the first day because we have very much to do. When we do these things, you will get to know that why we want to know an unit. An unit is a you can say heart of the framework. An unit is just an extension. Okay,
Okay.
you will get to know what I'm trying to say when we do the framework. We will cover one of the framework in our coming classes, but right now we are just focusing on the C sharp basics. Okay, now say this is our class. I don't need to discuss about the right now on the first day of that object and object. We have discussed about object and object reference. That is more than enough to know that what is an object and what is an object reference. Difference between the two, you can say. Okay. Now, when I say this is how your project looks like when we start the project, it has main program.cs file is the basic file when we ever make the project in a console application. This is the default file which we get. Okay. Now, if
This is
I,
C sharp, right?
yeah, it's a C sharp. It's in
Because
C sharp.
in Java it is generally public static void main string args. It's not private.
No, you can do it with the public as well. There's nothing
Because if it,
you
I,
can do with that as well. It will not give me any error.
I mean, it's a general
Yeah, it's a
thing.
general thing. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you're
You
saying
in
like in Java, the default is like private.
Yeah, public static void main string like this for whole of the syntax. But
yeah,
generally it is public word.
yeah.
Keyword.
Generally, it is public. We will know to this. This is known as access specifiers. We will discuss that as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, right.
That
Access
with
Yes.
that
specifiers. Yeah.
access specifier. Okay, so you can now this is one class. This is known as if you see here, this is the program.cs file. Okay, I can add one more class. Just right click on my project name and go to add, go to new item or just add direct class from here. I'd say new item and you can say here more lots of things, but right now I'm discussing about the class that we can add more than one classes in one project. Okay, now
Okay.
I'm not adding right now. What will I do? Say there is a command say console dot write line and say learning selenium C sharp. Okay, selenium with C sharp. Okay, now if I just run this, it will just you can see one of the console window and that print statement learning selenium with C sharp. We will use this console dot write line in many things. Like if you want to see that what is your thing going on, so you can write these things. So there is one basic interview question that if I say console dot write, okay, say testing. Okay. Now, can anybody of you tell me the difference between these two?
Uh, One of them waits for us to do something.
No.
No? Okay. One of them is like changes the line, like writes on the same line, and then other one writes it on two different lines, maybe.
Mm, let's see that you're on the right node. You are saying the correctest thing. Say if I run this, now it says learning with C sharp. Now testing, if I say testing, then check is on the same line.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So when we
console
write
dot
right line, it's on a different line.
yeah, it's right line when it takes the whole line.
Okay.
It takes the whole line. You see right line. Now when I say right, it will just take the keyword space. Whatever the keywords are there, it will take that space only.
Okay. Mm.
Okay, so this is a very small question that is a basic interview question that anyone can ask.
Okay.
Okay, so and one thing more, I tell all my students, please maintain one Excel sheet. What is that Excel sheet? I'll just tell you. Suppose say I will say day, say topic covered and points to remember. Why I'm doing this? Now say here you say day one, day day two, day three, day four, day five, then day six, then day seven, then day eight, then day nine. Okay, so you have covered these, and you have some topics like installation, something, and the points to remember the things which I suppose we have done about object and object reference. Okay, so you will just write some of the point. Now, when you go for the interview, you just read these points. Now, suppose we have do something about arrays or something about some things
Okay.
at
Yeah.
on this day. Now, suppose after on this day you are stuck somewhere, you are stuck in the arrays. Now, what will you do? You go back to your Excel sheet and look on which day you have covered your topic. And if you have enrolled with us, suppose in your login, say, okay, so this is your login and say Selenium C Sharp training. Now here you can see one of the button batch recording. You
Okay. Okay.
can you
At a
can watch,
specific batch, like
yes,
this recording will be there.
yes. You can watch that particular day recording. But if you don't have this Excel, you are not able to find that on which day you have done that. So you will watch the topic from
That's a
day
good
one,
approach.
day
Yeah.
two, day three, day four. So maintain this Excel, and this will be very helpful for you when you go for the interview and when you want to clear. Because after 6 months or after 8 months, you will not remember that at which date you have covered what thing.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Okay, so that's a good thing when you maintain your Excel topic covered and what are the points to remember. So if you say now this is the most basic question which 99% will give you the answer wrong. Now you can ask your colleagues as well that what is
Difference
what is
between
the
object and
you can
object
an object
reference.
reference, and if they can tell you that how to make an object, that's a bigger thing. Okay,
Yeah.
don't go for the object of it. So just say that can you tell me how to make an object, and just ask them that what is this in object and object reference. Nobody will answer you, in my
So,
opinion. In I say,
Abhijit, so one
yeah,
of the things we wanted to know was like, how do you prepare us for the like to face the interview?
that's why I have told. And time to time, I will tell you that this is an interview question. And so you have to remember this thing and write it down somewhere, like
Okay.
these points to remember. Topic cover are there. I will be definitely with you all the time, whether it is after the course, whether during the course. But
Okay.
hard work comes from your side.
Yes. I mean, you can, I mean, after the like any day when we complete our session, you can
Mm-hmm.
always tell us maybe an assignment or something.
Yeah, I will
And
give.
related to that, one more thing I wanted to know is like, how can we work on any like live project? Like we build the framework from scratch.
Yeah,
How do we
we
do
will
that?
definitely do. One of the frameworks we will definitely do. I will already told you. It is depending on you whether you want to go. Now, this is data-driven framework. It is the most easiest framework of all. This is the
Okay.
most easiest data-driven framework. This is the next one, page object model, spec flow is the next. But if you can do the data-driven framework, it is the most fast and most easiest framework.
So can you show us like some example of like any project that other students
Uh,
or you have done like
okay.
Like,
Okay, let's.
because the thing is, if whatever you teach us, if we are able to practice and like create a framework from our side,
Uh,
right? So that will give us some
yeah.
confidence during interview that okay, we have done this project.
Okay. Let me check if I have the thing because we have checked with the Raghav. Okay. Maybe this one. I don't know. Let's check out. So this is you say this is one of the frameworks which we are going to do. Or
Okay,
this is say now I don't want to so this is the end unit project. Okay. So this is how my test this is my test case one, and this is
okay,
how I'm going to do this. Now if I say about the inheritance, okay, right now I'm not don't want to teach you about that because it will just say
yeah, we will
as
not. I will not.
yeah, you will not able to teach. Now this is one of the say say if the my something went wrong, so it will go to attach screenshot and report the test that it is a failure. So various methods are there. Okay, and say test.log. We are adding add screenshot capture. So it has everything. Like
So are we using a website like that we use
yeah,
to?
yeah, we will
Okay,
use the
because
website.
like in real world, like me and Shilpi
Yeah,
both
yeah,
work as like testers.
yeah.
So we have like okay, this is a
It's
website
a
and we have
yeah,
yeah.
it's a real world example. We will now it's we will go for the test cases. We will read the data from Excel that suppose this is a test case. The use I have provided with username and password. Now after that, when you log in, you have to create something. So it has
Okay,
a full-fledged coding that how to click on that button. So after that, click on that button. After that, click on wait for something. Click for that. So it is a real world example.
okay, okay.
Okay, so
Because
don't
yeah,
worry about that.
that is what gives us like hands-on. Because when we do
Yeah.
it ourselves, that's when we remember.
Yes. I will be there for you, but the hard work comes from your side. I don't go for the spoon feeding. I'm again repeating, I'm not going for spoon feeding. I just, if you work hard on something, I know you will not be able to get on the first chance, first try, second try, third try. But yes, if you try, I will be definitely with you. I'm not going for the spoon feeding. I'm again repeating. You
Yeah,
have
I
to
mean,
hard work.
if you tell us like okay, before the next class you need to do this, then we'll do on our end.
Yeah, but right now on the first 3 or 4 classes, I just want to know on what type of basics are you like C# basics? Because if I go with the direct on the, I can say, framework on the first day, then it will be confusing for both of you what I am doing.
Yes, yeah.
Okay? That's why I want you to go for the different things like say if and else if. Okay, so right now if I say both of you know that conditional operators, what are conditional operators? You know anything about?
Uh, I've I know about them, but I'm trying to think, remember now. Shilpi,
Mhm.
Come again with the question.
What do
conditional
you know
operators.
conditional operators?
Yeah, I know them. Again, same kind of situation. I mean,
Mm,
those not equal to, not, and ampersand, and
yeah, these
operator
are
or operators and all those things.
yes. When I say less than, greater
Greater than,
than,
not equal
Yeah,
to.
then say
yeah.
greater than equal to. So I'm going to build one program and see what's this. Say now. First of all, you know about the data types in C sharp.
Like, yes, data types.
So what are the data types in C sharp?
Um, String,
Yes.
Boolean,
Mm-hmm.
there's like big int, something. I'm trying
Okay.
to remember. I don't remember
This
all of them, but I understand them.
okay. Say I say int. See, this is a basic thing we are going to store like int x equal to 100. Say int y equal to
Like
200.
Boolean is like, like yes or no
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah,
String is a string. Like, yeah.
true and false.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Say this is an integer. Now, if I want to store the decimal value, say I will say int a equal to say 2.1. So it will not let me store this value. Okay, how can I store it? I will store it in double.
Yeah, decimal because it has a decimal. Yeah.
Okay. So if I say just if say x is greater than y and y is greater than z. So it simply says that x is greater. Okay, and say else if y is greater than z, then say y is greater.
Okay.
Else, simple thing, the last condition that is z is greater. This is y is greater, and the last thing z is greater. So you understand this else if statement?
Yes.
So both of you understand this situation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now definitely it will print uh, z is greater because I can see that z is greater on
Yeah.
all of the conditions. If I run this,
Wait a second. Let me see
okay,
the.
z is greater. Now this thing which it is coming, I don't want this thing, so I will say after say console dot read key. Okay, and if I run this again,
Oh, okay. It just prints
okay,
that what's in the right line.
yeah, yes, it will just print that only. Okay, now in my condition, this is the thing. Now, if I just introduce one more thing, like okay, now what will it print?
So this sign, the one I'm
It
trying to remember.
represents it represents or.
Okay. If x is greater than y and y is greater than z or z is greater than x. So I think in both conditions it will print x.
So you are saying that it will print this one.
Yes.
Okay, so let's try this. So it says x is greater.
Okay.
Why? Because in this is of the or condition.
Yeah.
When I say or, either of the condition is true,
Yeah.
like say this condition or this condition. So it can be true. So then it will go inside this bracket because it's run for this condition or this condition. But when I say and, the both condition has to be true, then only it will go inside the bracket.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the difference between and or operator. In or operator, either of the condition true, so it will enter the condition. But on the and operator, you have to both of the condition has to be true. Okay, now I have a question for both of you, or you can say take this as assignment. Now there is a double and there is a single and. It will give me the same result. If I
Okay.
say it will give me the same result. Okay, just run it again. Z is greater. But you have to tell me what is the difference between this single and double and.
Uh, I am not recalling it, but I know the difference.
Let's try it.
If you give me a hint, I will be able to understand it. I mean,
That is the answer.
I remember it actually. I mean, I'm not recalling it, but I know there is. difference actually.
But you have
Uh,
to tell me the example as well. You have to tell us the example that how can we now that is the theoretical part that you will tell us, but you have to give me the example as well. That how can you say that it is the thing that you are going to tell us?
I don't remember right now.
So I think does it has to do with like if the left condition on the left, like x is greater than y, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so one of them will, if you have, I think I don't know which one is which, but I think one of them will run, go like so basically the result will depend on both sides if you have one operator.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Mm-hmm.
we have double, then one of them like both side need to be evaluated, or one can be false and then it will still print it, something like that. I'm not
Okay, just
maybe
try
I'm
it.
getting it.
Just try it. Yeah, go for the Google. Go for the Google. But if you have the theoretical knowledge, then you have to tell us through example that how this thing is doing and how this thing is doing. So what is the difference between the two? You have to tell us. Any one of you. If you can in the coming class,
Okay,
whenever the coming class is there, you have to tell me the difference between the two. If I go for the knowledge, okay, I will tell you.
okay.
Suppose if
If
I say double AND operator,
okay,
it will check one of the condition. Suppose it checks here and this condition is
okay,
false. It
okay,
will not going to check this condition.
okay.
It will suddenly go to the next step
Oh, okay,
because in the end state both of the condition have to be true. Only then it will go inside. In
okay,
the double AND operator, this check this condition. It is true or false. If it is false, it will not going to check this condition. But in the single AND, it will go to check both of the condition. But now the thing I have tell
in
you
which
about the
way?
theoretical knowledge. I
Okay,
have told you about you the theoretical knowledge. Now you have to tell me how can you prove this?
so you're saying if x
X
is,
is greater
so if we have
than
the single one, so it'll go to it'll check both the conditions. So it'll
Mm-hmm.
check if x is
and
greater
y
than y,
greater than z. So
then y is greater than z. I mean z.
x is greater than y. Can you put y smaller than z? Then we can explain it maybe.
Y smaller than Z. Mm,
Yeah. So x is greater than y is false, right? And it
Yeah.
is still going to right side. That y
but
is
how can you prove
smaller
it?
than z.
How can you prove
Okay.
it that it
That
is going to right side or it is not going to left side? How can you prove it?
okay. You need to
That's
say
the
that.
main thing.
इतना नहीं आता फिर
Try it.
नहीं मिल जाएगा कहीं ना कहीं तो मिल ही जाएगा
It, that's a thing. Suppose I have given you theoretical knowledge about the single and double AND operator, but I want you to give me an example. Try it. Just think for 2 minutes.
example
Yeah,
like what kind of
yes.
example like
Yeah,
that
suppose if I want you to prove me that this double and this and double and this.
hmm.
Go back to I'm not able to see it.
Yeah, I think
Are
we
you
are
able to
on
hear?
hold.
Yeah, he is on hold. So the thing is, Shweta,
Hmm.
double ampersand, if it finds true on the first side,
It will not
I
go to
mean,
the other
it
side.
will not go to the second.
Yeah,
And in single one, if it is first one is false, then it will go to
the second one.
second also. But if
Yeah,
it first one is true, will it go to second?
I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm trying to Google it. Single ampersand verifies both operands, and double ampersand stops evaluating if the first operand evaluates to false, since the result will be false.
So single one just checks the first one, right?
Both. So it is going to check both. Either first one is
Oh,
false
single
or
one
true. It
checks
will
both the
check
double.
both of
Okay,
them.
okay,
And when there are double ampersands, and if first one it stops evaluating if the first operand evaluates to false, since the result will be false, obviously.
okay,
It will not need to go back to another one, right?
okay. Yep.
Uh, to understand how sir is asking to put it like with an example. I'm just trying to understand it.
Yeah, what kind of example he's like needing?
uh, X is not equal to 0. There is a one example like x is not equal to 0 and 1 by x is greater than 1. This means it will evaluate x not equal to 0, and it will also evaluate 1 by x is greater than 1. Then do the ampersand. This problem is no, this is not the one. Trying to figure it out.
I think he's not in the meeting anymore.
Is it over?
I don't know if it was just set to be 1 hour, right? I don't know.
Maybe it may got over.
He will let us know. I'm looking at my WhatsApp. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let me where's the कहाँ पे डाला था मैंने? Okay. He's saying give me 2 minutes. My router is restarting. He just said.
Yeah, yeah, I'm back. I'm
Okay.
back. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, I'm audible to you. Hello there.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We see your screen
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
हम example का
Okay.
सोच रहे थे, but we could not come of any example. Like we don't know
Mm,
what you expect from us as an example.
suppose if I'm a layman and you want to try, I'm on the first or second class of my, can say, programming, and you want to give me, so I will ask you, so how can you say that this sign will give, it will check the first, but it will not go here? How will you say that?
Okay. मेरे को एक example मिला. I can
Okay.
explain it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
So let's say
Uh, you can share
x
your
is
screen
equal.
and we can both look at your screen. You can share your
Oh,
screen.
don't ask me to share my screen. I was Googling it.
Okay.
So let me, is there a chat? I will put this thing over there in the chat. I'm going to put it in the chat. Just see this. So over here, what is it saying? Like x is a value 0 and y has value 2. And I'm talking about a single ampersand. And it is comparing that x is equal to 0 with single ampersand, and y value get increased to 3, and then it is getting compared with 2, that it is greater than this. So first condition is true, and it will go to next value, next condition to compare, and that is also true. Now it will provide the value as 3. But when it is double ampersand, first comparison is true,
Mm-hmm.
but second comparison is also true. Is it true? Mm, I'm understanding it once again.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, double zero zero. This is also true. Okay, this is true. And then it is going to next one, plus y greater than 2. Yeah, it is true. So it is increasing it. And that's why it shows y value. Y is equal to 2. Why is it showing
Mhm.
y is equal to 2? It should also be 3.
Okay, so let me give you an
Why? What is the
example.
reason for not being a 3 second in the second scenario? Because both the conditions are true.
Mm, if I say this is your code, I think so. You are giving me in the chat box. This is your code, I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, okay, so what are you doing in the? Okay, you have declared tool. I will just comment this one. Okay. Now say y equal to. If you say if x equal to 0 and y plus plus. Now what this sign represent and
This is like before it will first add the value and then it will get compared.
okay, so you are saying so what it will give me?
It should give, actually it should give 3, right? I mean, if we are printing the value of y, then it should print the value 3.
Okay, suppose if I go with console,
I could not understand why it is printing 2.
say, but my question is that how can you say that this and sign is doing that it will check the both of the condition, but this double and sign is checking one of the condition. My question is that how can you give me an example?
I was trying to do the same thing. Trying to give that
Mm-hmm.
example, try to explain it with an example. Uh,
I will give you the example.
okay.
Mm,
One more. Mm,
say, do you know something about the functions? So if I just want to continue this, so do you both know about the functions?
Functions is like every, is that a method? Every method has like multiple functions. Some are inbuilt,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
like
Now,
native kind of. I'm
now
not sure.
if okay, this is a function. If you see, this is a one function, public static void. Now I'm not going into what is public, what is static, what is void. I'm not going into this. Now if I say I will go into say public static bool and say is logged in. Okay. So
this is a function, yeah.
yeah, this is a function. And if I say there is no void in this, so it has to return something. So I say
Yeah.
return true. Okay.
Hmm.
And there is one more function and say public static is link present and name it as any as you want. I just want to show you something. Say again, I will just return true. So this box function will return true. Okay, and say I want to call this function here and say if is logged in and are using single and is is link present.
So it will check for both conditions.
Yeah, I'm returning true. I'm returning true for both of my declaration. So what it will do, it will just print this if both conditions are true, it will print something like something check single and. Okay, now if I run this, it will definitely print this one because both of the conditions are true.
Yes.
Okay, it is doing something. Now what will I do? In the is logged in, I will do it return as false. What will I do? I will return it as false. Okay. And what will I do? I will write one more line here. Say console dot write line and say in is logged in. Right now, suppose I'm returning it as true and say is link present. Okay. Now I'm returning the true for both the statement. And right now, what I'll do, I will just run this. So it will print three of the things. In is logged in is link present, and check. Okay. Now, what will I do? Is logged in, I return it as false. Now, my condition is that when it is double and it will check that when it is this condition is false, it will not go into the this one. So if it only prints this line and it not print this line because it has print both of the lines in single and. But when I say for double and, it prints only this line, but it doesn't print this line because it will find the condition false on the first. It's logged in. So it will not going to check this one. Okay. Say now you see it has only checked in is logged in. So when this returning true, it will not go to this condition. Got my point?
Okay.
So you are able to understand difference between the two?
Uh, yes.
What
So I
time
understand the
check?
first part. I understand where you say check and then you wrote is logged
Now,
in.
now
The
suppose here I'm again repeating. Suppose both of the conditions are true, and we know that on the when we are checking AND operator, when both of the condition are true, only it will
Mhm.
go inside.
Yes.
Okay. Now I am giving the both condition has to be true. Okay. So it will go to this. Now for understanding this, now we have what we
Okay.
have. We have
Okay.
debugging.
Okay.
We can go with the help of debugging. Okay. Here, what I will put a sign here. Okay. Now say I will run it. It will stop it here. Okay. And I think so. If I remember, F5, F8, F10. Okay. Again, I will run it F8, F6, F5. Okay, so it is stopping here, but I'm forgot at which for. Just give me time. F11. Okay, now after pressing the F11, first it will take to this. Okay, if you see, okay, this is the condition true. Okay, true. It is returning the true. It will
Yes.
come back. It will come back here. Now it will check for this one.
The other condition. Yeah.
Now it is going in this is link present again true. Okay, now both of the condition are true. It's logged in and it's if you see over here, you can check this one. Okay, method this one. Okay, so both of the condition are true, so it will definitely go inside this.
Yeah.
Okay, now it has run this. Now what will I do? I will return this as false, the first condition. So
Okay.
and then apply double and. Now I know by theoretical it will check only this condition. because it
Yes.
if it get false, then it will not check this condition.
Second condition. Okay.
Okay. Now, eh, first of all, I will check for single end. Again for single end, because
Mm,
if the both of the conditions are true, so it is checking both of them. But suppose in single end, I'm checking. Okay.
False.
Now,
It should go show
okay,
false
for
answer.
say now it is returning false. Okay. Now come back here. For double end, it should not check the second one. But for single end, it will check again for this one. You see again checking. Whether it is getting false for first one or not, it will check the second condition as well. Okay, now okay, it comes out. So it's both the lines has been printed. But when I say double and, I know this condition will is false, so it will not check for this condition. I'll run this now here, checking the first condition. If it is returning false, okay, now it is returning false, so it will not check this condition. Whether this condition returning true or false, it will not check because it gets the first condition as false. So this is the difference between the two conditions, single and double AND operator. Double
okay.
AND, it will check first condition. If it get false, it will not check the second condition. But in single AND, whether the first condition is false or not, it will always check for the second condition as well. So
Okay.
this is the difference between the two things. And this is an important question because in the interview they can just give you this type of script and ask you whether it will print in single AND. They will ask you in single AND it will print this or this. But the first condition is false, whether it will print the second condition or not. So the answer is yes, it will print the second condition as well in the single AND. But in the double AND, it will not go for the second condition if the first condition is false.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So any
So
question right now?
not on this.
Okay. And what we have done, we have used the debugging. This is known as debugging.
Yeah.
Okay. By pressing F11, we can go line by line and go to function and function. But by
Okay.
pressing F5, it will just implement all the things at once, or you, it will stop to the next breakpoint. Okay. You can apply as many breakpoints as you want.
Okay. And another thing that we were like, me and Shilpi were talking. Sometimes
Mm,
like we run something and then
mm-hmm,
we get some errors like Visual Studio.
mm-hmm,
Every
mm-hmm,
IDE.
mm-hmm.
So do you also teach us how to troubleshoot? Like,
Yeah, I will definitely suppose you have a code here. Say this is a thing it will going to print. Okay, say int a equal to 12. Okay, it will pass. Int b equal to 13, it will pass. Int c equal to 14, it will pass. Say int d equal to 15, it will pass. It will pass, suppose. Now, so say int sum equal to a, sorry, a plus b plus c plus d. Okay, it will pass. Say int sum 2 equal to say b plus c. Okay, and say int divide. I just going with the divide and say int div1 equal to a divided by 2. Okay, it will pass. This situation I'm going for that all these situation are passing. Say int div2 equal to say 3 divided by 2. Okay. Say int div3 equal to, say, e divided by 0. Okay, int div 4 equal to, say, mm, 3 divided by 7. Okay, now if I run this without the breakpoint, okay, it will give you an error. Attempt to divide by 0. This is a simplest error of all. Now, how to find that on which line I'm getting error? Right now, it is giving me the answer that you are getting error on this. Okay. Suppose in my project or in my coding, I'm not able to understand at which line I'm getting the error. Just say here, I say console dot write line. I say e divided by 0, and just say I run this again. It will again give me that exceptional unhandled. Okay, and say after this line I'm unable to do anything. Okay, so how to know that at which line? This is a simple error that I'm encountered, that I'm dividing it by 0. Now sometimes what happens, the error comes and we don't know that at which line the error is coming. So for that, the simplest way of doing is like to go for the print statements, like say console dot write line A. Okay, I will say here as again B. Okay, say here I will say C. Okay, and say D. Okay, and here I will say E, and after that F. Okay, now if I run this and look at what is happening, say run this. Okay, and I will press F5 itself. Now you see it has print A, it has print B, it has print C, it has print D, but it has not print F.
Yeah.
So I know that after the line number D, that is line number 35, when I print the D, the error is somewhere between 35 to
Okay.
49, because it hasn't print the both of the
Oh,
things.
okay, okay. So you're saying that adding that in between the code will
Yeah,
kind of help us
yes,
find out which
yeah.
part of the code, like which
You are, yeah,
lines.
which part, yeah, which are part of the lines you are getting error. This is the simplest way of getting, you can say, caught the error. Or we will do go for the exceptional handling, try catch block as well. That is known
Okay.
as exception
Can
handling.
you okay? Can you show us like like the normal content, like how much, what is the content, total content of the course? You showed us like, okay, we need to learn this much in C sharp,
Okay,
and then
so yeah, this is the content that you're going to study. Like we are going for loops, array functions. We are discussing that C sharp introduction is there. Okay,
yeah.
first C sharp program, string classes, okay, if statements, data types in C sharp. We have already done
And
data
you have
types.
similar one for like for Java too, right?
Yeah,
Similar.
it's a,
Okay.
if I say go to my another website, say here, this is Selenium Training. It's the same thing.
Same. Okay.
Basic installation, operator, loops, arrays and function, Java
Okay.
object programming,
Okay.
collections, API reference, REST interface. So everything is same. Just the thing is like difference of the syntax. And
Okay.
if you see Eclipse, so this is Eclipse where we're going to use Java.
For Java. Okay.
Okay? But that is a different course and this is a different course.
Different course. Okay.
Okay? Because the syntax is different. Okay.
Yes, I understand. I was just trying to see because I know Shilpi's interested in learning like Java side and all that. So that's why I was
Okay.
asking.
Okay. No worries. So this is the I am again repeating, if you know the basics of, because object is common to all the language. Object is there, object reference is there, encapsulation is there, interface is there, inheritance is there. So everything is there in every language.
Yeah.
Sorry, you have to know that what is the difference between the syntaxes of the languages. There is a difference between syntax, or nothing is different.
Okay.
Because
So say,
I have done all the languages, Java, you can say C sharp, you can say PHP, and Flutter in the recent. Okay, so there is a difference of syntax, only syntax. Concept
okay,
remains the same.
okay. And
Okay.
you also explain like the concept of GitHub.
The GitHub is a different thing. GitHub is like,
Okay.
say, what is GitHub? First of all, you have to know what is GitHub. Can any one of you know me that what is GitHub?
Like a code
It,
repository.
yeah, it's
If
the
I
online
suppose
repository.
if I'm a layman, if I want me to understand what is GitHub, how can you explain it to me?
Okay, something is there
Mm-hmm.
in the clouds where
Mm-hmm.
whatever work you are doing on your project, you every day to you first commit it in your own repository. Repository is just like a layman language, like your own folder where you are saving your day-to-day work, everyday work. Let's say I work today and I update some code and I
Mm-hmm.
committed it, and after committing it is getting saved in my own local my laptop local place folder, and then from this folder I'm going to push it to the online repository. Repository is
Mm-hmm.
like something you basically it is in the cloud or somewhere where you are pushing your code at the end of the day if you are pushing it.
Okay, okay. Suppose if I go with the examples, okay, whatever you said, it's already perfectly all right. Suppose if I want me to understand or want you to understand, so what say, okay. So this is your local machine. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Say this is your local machine, and suppose Shilpi is working here, okay, and say local. Okay. Again, there's another local machine in which,
Shweta. Yeah,
yeah,
lovely.
Lovely is working, okay, and it is
Yeah.
also local machine. Suppose Shilpi is on the admin module and Lovely is on the, say, management module. Okay, and similarly, there is one local machine for me. Okay, and say this is again a local, and I'm and I am working on, you can say, finance department. Okay, now we have a common machine online, or you can say cloud, in which all the coding is done. Now say uh, admin part is there, and say management part is there, and there is finance department, or you can say finance part is there. Okay, so what will I write in my local machine will get overwrite over here. Whatever the code I have, it will just get overwrite. So if there is a code of management I have, again it will get overwrite. And the same way is for you.
It will not be override. It will be like merged with it, right?
No, it will get override because I have faced the same problems in my, can say same thing. So it will get override. It will get override.
No, it should not be, because if let's say if Lovely is from management, she has updated some code and she has put it in the online this repository, and now you
Mm-hmm.
have also done some code with the management. Then if you are going to override, then Lovely's work will get overridden.
Yes, that's why I'm saying, because you are not because you have all the code with you. You are working on the one module, but you have another code as well. Because say suppose if I'm using the local class, say I'm using the local class, which is used by everyone. Local class, it is used by admin, it is used by management, and it is used by me, that is finance department as well. So when you add something or change something, it will be implement to all, because we are using the same class. You're getting my point. When you are saying something, you are
Where is
using,
it? This
So you're saying
this
like all
box
of
is
us
where
can make
where is this?
changes to the class?
pardon?
You're saying all of us can make changes to the same class.
Yes,
So our individual changes will be lost.
yes. That's
Whoever
why
has
I'm,
done the latest
yeah,
change will
yeah,
have
will
his
be there.
change.
Yeah, will be there. It's very difficult to manage, because only one person can manage the thing, and it will be say, that is why GitHub is there to can say store your code in a single, you can say single admin. So whatever the things he or she will change will represent the change only in their directory. But suppose if we are working on the same project and we are using the same class, if I add one thing, okay, that's okay, that it will be implemented to you, all of you. But if I change something, then it will be difficult for all of you.
No, that is like something different. Let's say from Lovely local management, she has updated some work in this online repository management. The next day,
Hmm.
when you are working on it, you will be first pulling the work, whatever was there earlier
Yeah,
in this.
that's why I'm saying, suppose if lovely is, suppose lovely, I will give you an example. In the class, when we are working together, we have four variables, say A, comma B, comma C, comma D. We have four variables, and there is nobody going to change these variables. Now, what happens? And these variables are used in some functions. What I have done, I have made a changes. I have made a changes to some function. But on the same time, Shilpi or Lovely may be working, and she is doing on the same function with different variables. So it will get difficult for me to maintain this, because somewhat, some way, you will get a difference in your code, because we have done this and we are getting, you can't say that we are facing so many, because some code is going to override. Because if you have the different modules, then okay. But if you are using the same class, then it will get difficult for you. Now, suppose what
No,
I have.
it will be something this way, like if A, B, C, D, first of all, it will be pulled by both. Let's say I have also pulled it and Lovely has also pulled it. Okay, both of us has pulled this A, B, C, D.
Mhm, mhm,
Now
mhm,
I make a change to A, right?
mhm,
And I push it back to management online. Then Lovely made a
mhm,
change to B, and she also pushed it. It will get up merged. But let's say I also worked on A and Lovely also worked on A, right? So once we push it to the online, it will be reviewed by admin person, like whosoever is getting going to review it, and based on whatever, whosoever is both of out of both of us, whosoever is correct or whose logic or whatever based based on review,
mhm.
he will merge that code in the main file of management.
But if you are, suppose if you are working on a Git, so when you are working the Git, so you have all have the local access to your computer, and when you do something, that code will going to be changed in the on the real time. It will change on the real time basis. It is changing on the real time basis when you are on the linked with your GitHub. It is changing on the real time. Suppose you will get the error at some time, but you are overwrite someone's code before testing. You will overwrite someone codes. You are not going to check it locally. Just you are going, because when you are working locally, your code is that way on the real time is overwriting with the GitHub as well. I don't know about the permissions, because
No, okay.
when we have done this thing, we have faced lots of issue with there. That's why we
Yeah,
just
I do. also face the same kind of issue, like it's always giving some of the other errors.
Yes,
But I
yeah.
used to think like if we are not committing it, it is in our local machine. If we are committing it, it is in like in a mid folder somewhere that is called staging area. And then
Mm-hmm.
from staging area, when we push it, then it goes to the online. That is
Yeah,
my understanding.
yeah. That is the not outstanding staging area is the, you can say, you for testing purpose. But point is that suppose 7% are working on staging area and 1% and 3% are working on the same
But
module.
those,
So
but that staging area and that local
mm,
folder, they are specific to every individual, right? The common
but
thing between all seven of us is that online repository, right?
the
Please clear me,
I
like if I'm wrong, I'm maybe like
Suppose
I'm
that's why I'm saying that if you're working on the same class, then it will be difficult for you to manage. But you're working on the different modules, then it will be, it may be. I don't know whether it will, but in my opinion, it is very tricky. So I will not suggest for GitHub. Thus, GitHub is for those who are developers and who are very brilliant and they are doing coding on their project and they are only single person. So it will be single.
but we do push our codes in automation also to the GitHub.
Okay, so maybe you're working singly handedly, or maybe someone is working differently with the different modules. I don't know about that, but I'm not in the favor of GitHub because sometimes what happens, and it has happened to me as a developer, my code has been get overridden. So what I have done, but
Mhm.
I will just make a same copy of my code in my local machine. Then I
Mhm.
copy the code from to my another on my same. If you see what I'm trying to say I have my two Visual Studio projects in my local machine. Okay,
Okay.
this is Visual Studio 1. Suppose this is first, this is second. This
Mhm.
second one is attached to GitHub. This second one is attached to GitHub, but this is
Mhm.
not. This is
Right.
only in my local. So
Okay.
whatever the changes I have done, I will just copy here and paste it here, and it will just move to here. So whatever my code is overwritten or not, but I have the code, backup code of my project as well. But this will what I do. I make the copy of my project because what happens is there is a fighting between the team that how is my code is overwritten, how is that. So I just make a copy of my code locally. This will solve the purpose. But GitHub is a very much pain thing, in my opinion.
Yeah,
If you're work,
I have seen that it's really a pain. Like somebody's changes, it impacts your changes
yeah.
also. I have seen that. I have seen the
Mhm.
issues, but concept-wise, I'm still not very clear.
Concept is just like thing. Suppose if you're a big team, then I don't suggest this. So what I will
But
suggest,
every big team is actually everywhere. GitHub is getting used, right? In offices. I'm not sure, Lovely, what you say. But yeah,
Mhm.
GitHub.
Yeah, GitHub is used because if you say it's a very dangerous thing to can say kept your code in the open. It's a very dangerous thing.
But
No, if
corporate
you,
have their own, I mean, private spaces with it, with the GitHub, right?
I don't know if it is somewhere else's place, somewhere else's place where you are getting this your security. You can get your code in your security, in my opinion. Okay, that's the thing. Because I have faced issue in GitHub, so I'm not going.
In a
I'm
favor.
not just, yeah. I'm not in the favor of GitHub because
Okay.
you are maintaining your code in someone else's space. Whether he or she is giving you security or not, that's a different matter. But you are maintaining your code in someone else's space, and according to your breach industry, I think so, where your data is breached, it says that 80% of the GitHub things are being misused
Mm-hmm.
because it is breached very easily because there is no security over that. Yeah, you have done little bit of security, but it's all in the cloud. It's your code is all, can say, if
For
all code
everyone
is
to
in the
see.
cloud. Yeah, and being as a developer, I don't say that. Okay, let's
Okay.
come back to our. Let's come
I've
back.
Maybe
other
like
Mm-hmm.
I know,
other
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
course
like you
related.
being you are a developer, you may be knowing more
Mm,
about
yeah.
it.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
So
So,
I have few other
yeah,
Yeah.
questions.
yeah.
What are the timing of your batches, and normally how many people are in each batch and all that kind of stuff,
I
please?
will take more, not more than two or three. I will take
Okay.
only one is better, two is better, three is the most, but not more than three.
And how long is each class?
It depends on you. If you say we are going for the weekend, I can go for 2 hours, more than 2 hours if the topic is extending. And if your
Okay.
questions are there, then I will definitely be there. If it is 3 hour or 4 hour, I don't worry.
Okay.
It depends on you only. Whatever the speed have you have gotten.
And
So
then normally, do you have like weekdays or do you have like weekends or both?
I can have both, but right now weekdays classes are going on and they are very much ahead of you, so I cannot merge you there. But
Okay.
yeah, weekend classes are there if you want. But it is two classes are there, but you have to present in those two classes, and we can
Okay.
go for 2 hours or more, maybe more than 2 hours, depending on you. Because right now when we go for the oops concept, it will be very boring thing. So how do you, if you get say if you going to participate, then you have lots more of questions. So what is this, what is this, how can you do this, what is this, what is that? But when we
So,
Mhm,
okay.
mhm,
So for
it
the
depend on
week,
you.
yeah, because I don't know if it is like 2 hours, I feel like for me, if it is more than hour and a half, it's
Yeah,
hard for me to concentrate for a long time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
So,
just depend on
yeah,
you. If just say
yeah,
because I will go for the topic wise. So when I will just suppose I will cover maybe sometime what happens if I cover some topics, suppose three topics in 1 hour, then I will definitely ask you, will you want to go forward or I will hold here? It only depends on you and the topic. Sometimes what happens, topic is covered in 1.5 hours, and I will say, okay, that is more than enough for today because the topic is very much difficult and you need time to grab it.
yeah,
Okay.
because, and
So
uh,
that's why I am very comfortable. I'm not bound by the time, so I have to end this course in that day. No, I'm not bound that.
do you want to share something about yourself, about your like
I have
background?
started my
Like,
career. Yeah, I have started my career in 2008. I am done masters in computer application, and then I work with these big companies for projects. Then after that, I have joined Ashish with Wisdom Trainings and started. We are going for you can say testing projects, and after done so much of projects online or offline, I'm shift to tutor line to pass my knowledge. Right now, I just this is my hobby. I
okay,
only do tutoring. I have teach oops regarding C sharp,
okay,
regarding Java, regarding PHP and
okay,
HTML to small students as well.
okay,
Okay, so this is my passion to give my knowledge because in my opinion, when I see myself there, I don't have the knowledge of oops, and this is going to you can say when you don't have the knowledge of oops, you are going to be very much in pain
yeah,
in this industry.
yes,
Because
that
if
is,
I say, suppose if I ask you what is encapsulation, it has been asked you in the interview as well. So can you
yeah.
tell me, any one of you, what is encapsulation? And if you're going to give me what is encapsulation, I want example as well.
I've heard of it, I've studied it, but I don't remember it right now.
Okay, just go for the encapsulation and try to tell us in next class.
Okay.
I want to see that what's your level. So how can you, suppose you are a teacher and I am a layman. I don't have any knowledge about oops. So how can you explain
The
me?
simplest term. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your weekend, like what is your availability on the weekends, like time
Right
availability?
now, if you say, I think so, right now it's 9:22 and we have class, Saturday class at 7:30 a.m.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know what's your time. I think so it's 9 p.m. for you,
No,
7:30.
it's for me and Shilpi both, it's 10:52 at night.
Right now, it's not right now. But
Oh, yeah.
when we have
Uh-huh.
started, it's I think so 9 p.m.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, we started few minutes late. I joined few minutes late after 9, like
Oh,
9:07 something, yeah.
okay, yeah. So it will be if it is okay with you, then I will go with 9. If we want to earlier, then I can go half an hour earlier. So it's like 7 a.m. for me. I can
Okay.
6:45 a.m. for me. So it depends on you. So when because I think so these are the weekends and you
Okay.
can come or not. It depends on you because I can come.
Okay. So if I suppose if I say, okay, I need to join, so will I be like the only one in the batch, in that batch, or because normally I like
Uh,
at least like one more person, if not more, because sometimes, for it's a good discussion
mm,
if there are like two, three people.
yeah, right now it's only you. But I can assure you that I can tell you those things as well, which are not asked by many people in the batch as well.
Okay.
I can tell you those things as well. And more thing is that the timing which you are giving me is difficult for somebody else. If it's in the same area as you are, like Shilpi and you are, so it will be easy for both of you to get logged in at those time. But
Okay.
because
So
in the weekend nobody is going to can say early up again.
wake up,
Not in
yeah.
my case. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
So
So.
and on
Mm-hmm.
and when is the and apart from this time, is
Mm-hmm.
there any other time available like on weekends, like yours is evening and ours is morning, something like that?
Okay, just tell me your time. If I'm available, I will tell you. Just tell me your time, at which time
Okay.
you're available. Okay, then
Uh,
when we start the batch, there is no restriction that we have to go for that particular time. If you are
okay.
both comfortable, we can change the time. If
Okay.
I have not any class, then I can change my time as well. That is not
Okay.
a condition that I have to do this at that day at that time. That is not a condition for me.
Okay, okay. And then which is I was looking at the and I know this is the money part and you are just
Mm-hmm.
the person who teaches us and
Yeah,
I have to
yeah.
do someone else. But there's
Mm-hmm.
something on the website. So what you're saying is that the course where because there were some that just gives us online videos. There is some which is like videos plus training with
Mm-hmm.
the trainer and then live projects.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the website in the morning.
Okay,
So
so if you see that we have here, yeah, here. So you have when you enroll, you have your free videos as well here, and I will
okay.
teaching you as well
In
because
this order only, right?
yeah,
Okay.
in this order or different order, I don't go for them because I'm going for that. Suppose if you now I have what have you told you is not there. It's not there in the first part. That if
Okay.
statement you can say object and
Yeah.
object
Yeah.
reference, it is not there. So I will
Okay.
just go with my flow and according to you. What type of knowledge you have, I will go with that because if you see that second part is loops. Okay,
Yes.
so I'm not discussing about the loops, but I have discussed you about the functions. So that is a different part. Say, I think yeah, function. What are functions? Okay, so I'm not going in the way that it is saying, but I will definitely cover each and every aspect of the training in which it is writing. But depending on you, now you know what is function, so I don't have to put anything beyond that. You know that what
Okay.
is this, so I don't put anything beyond this because you know what is function, what is it is
Okay.
giving. Okay, so it depends on you only that how should I move fast or slow.
Okay. Shilpi, do you have any questions?
Uh, Not much. I'm
Okay.
trying to figure it out, like why the double ampersand in the example that I shared it
You'll
is
be thinking
not
about
giving
it
me the
then
answer.
at night.
You
So
are
other,
not getting the point why it is not doing so and what is in the example.
No, no, no. The
Hmm.
example that I shared, why it is not giving me the right answer, what I'm expecting.
Okay. Okay. The thing you have said with plus plus y and y plus plus, you are saying in the right thing that it's first increment then uses the value after that is known as post and pre-increment, I think so. Okay, that's not a
No, that is okay.
thing.
Post and pre-implement is okay, but
Mm-hmm.
my question is,
Mm-hmm.
uh, in both scenarios with single ampersand or double ampersand, it is giving the value y is equal to 3 only.
Okay. Because I don't know what coding you are using. You can pass me your code. I will look into that. Just pass me your code right now in the chat box. What have you done?
I have passed it. Okay, I'll do it again.
Do it again.
Give me a second. Yeah.
um, And other thing I wanted to ask, like, since I know it will be a recording whenever we have a class, and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
the idea you gave about the Excel is very good, so that way we
mm-hmm,
remember which day, we learned
mm-hmm.
about that
Yeah,
concept.
yeah,
We have to
yeah.
go back. But
Mm-hmm.
is it necessary for us to speak in English?
No, you
Okay.
can ask me Hindi as well.
And okay. And one
Whatever
thing I
uh,
did,
आप जिस भी लैंग्वेज में कंफर्ट करते हैं आप मुझसे उस लैंग्वेज में पूछ
हिंदी
सकते
तो
हैं
हमारी नेटिव लैंग्वेज है ना.
यस
So
आई
हाँ, मैं
डोंट
वही
नो
सोच रही थी कि सर से तमिल की बात भी की जाए क्या?
ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ
because
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਮੈਂ
Punjabi ਵਿੱਚ
ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਸਮਝ ਲੈਂਦਾ ਪਰ ਬੋਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਉਂਦਾ
ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀ same, ਮੇਰਾ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਨਾਲ ਵਿਆਹ ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ, so I understand.
नहीं तो लवली
So
बोला था ना आपने तब मैं समझ गया था तो मैंने सोचा समझ गया था उनका पंजाब से हो आप
और दूसरी चीज मुझे ये बतानी थी कि मेरा जो ऑफिशियल नाम है, जो मेरे पासपोर्ट पे लिखा हुआ है ना, वो श्वेता
हम्म,
सिंह है. और
श्वेता
शिल्पी का जो ओरिजिनल नाम है, मतलब गुप्ता तो शादी के बाद ऐड हुआ है, तो वो भी शिल्पी सिंह है. तो हम तीनों सिंह हैं एक्चुअली यहाँ पे.
ओके
अभिजीत
मैं
सिंह,
भी
श्वेता सिंह, शिल्पी सिंह.
ओके ओके सिंह सिंह ओके
या तीनों.
ओके दैट्स अ गुड थिंग ओके
है ना.
आप जिस भी लैंग्वेज में कंफर्टेबल है ना मैं उस
ठीक है.
लैंग्वेज में कराने को
नॉर्मली
तैयार हूँ
देखिए, बोलचाल में क्या होता है कि देखो, ऑफिस वगैरह में जाते हैं, घर से बाहर नहीं निकलते, मैं और शिल्पी खासकर, तो हमें तो इंग्लिश में ही बोलना
हम्म,
पड़ता है हमेशा. बच्चों से भी
हम्म,
इंग्लिश में बात करनी पड़ती है, क्योंकि वो भी हिंदी कम समझते हैं. लेकिन
हम्म,
आम बोलचाल घर में तो हम लोग मिक्स यूज करते हैं, काइंड ऑफ ऑटोमेटिकली हो जाता है ना, थोड़ी इंग्लिश, थोड़ी पंजाबी,
हम्म,
थोड़ी हिंदी, ऐसे.
समझ गया मैं आपकी बात उत्थे जाना है गो वेयर गो देर है
हाँ जी. उत्ते
नो
थल्ले.
नो वरी कोई बात नहीं मैं आपको जिस लैंग्वेज में इजी
ठीक है.
लगेगा मैं उस लैंग्वेज में समझ आपको नहीं समझ आएगा मुझसे 10 बारी पूछो मैं 11 बारी बताऊंगा
हाँ जी, हाँ जी.
पर 12वीं बार मैंने अगर पूछा तो आपने नहीं बताया ना तो मैं आपको 10 बारी रिपीट करने के लिए बोलूंगा मैं ऐसा
तो
हूँ
सर यहीं आ जाना आप मानने के लिए।
नहीं नहीं वो बहुत
नहीं,
महंगा पड़
शिल्पी
जाएगा
तो बहुत, हाँ, शिल्पी बहुत हार्ड वर्किंग है, और ना मैं बहुत इंस्पायर्ड हूँ उससे, और मैं भी
हम्म,
पूरा हार्ड वर्क दूंगी कि अगर कोई असाइनमेंट है या मुझे नेक्स्ट क्लास से पहले कुछ करना है ना, तो मैं वो
हम्म,
जरूर करके आऊंगी, क्योंकि मुझे एक्चुअली लर्न करना है. इतने टाइम से वो ऑफिस में हम पे प्रेशर डाल रहे हैं कि आपको ऑटोमेशन सीखना, ऑटोमेशन सीखना है.
हम्म,
तो अपनी जॉब बचाने के लिए करना पड़ेगा मुझे.
ओके
एक्चुअली मेरा क्वेश्चन, हाँ, अब श्वेता तुम्हारी बात से याद आया। एक्चुअली सर मैं बहुत ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड इतना बेसिक्स में नहीं हूँ, मैं ना
हम्म
प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करने में ज्यादा इंटरेस्टेड हूँ, डायरेक्ट हैंड्स ऑन द प्रोजेक्ट, लाइक हाउ फ्रॉम द वेरी बिगिनिंग, कि कैसे प्रोजेक्ट पे आप ऑटोमेट करते हो।
अब
कोई
मैं
प्रोजेक्ट मुझे
आपको
दिया है एंड इट हैज बीन असाइंड कि भाई तुम्हें इस पूरे प्रोजेक्ट का ऑटोमेशन करना है, कुछ सिनेरियोज दे दिए, लाइक दीज आर द एंड टू एंड सिनेरियोज
हम्म
and you automate them. Now, there is nothing in the company like kind of a framework, कैसे करना है, क्या करना
स्क्रैच
है,
से शुरू
कुछ
कर.
अवेलेबल नहीं है. So बिल्कुल इनिशिएट, बिल्कुल from the root, from the very beginning, I wanted to create that project. So मेरा मेन मोटो वो है. जो आज आपने जो क्वेश्चंस पूछे हैं वो मैं डेफिनेटली मैं आपको जवाब नहीं दे पाई, बिकॉज
हम्म
फ्रॉम लास्ट 1 year आई एम नॉट लाइक working on Java.
हम्म
Otherwise, like most of the time, for interviews I always ready with those basic interview questions.
हम्म
तो मेरा मतलब वो उतना इशू नहीं है, मेरा इशू है कि मेरे को प्रोजेक्ट पे काम करना है, क्योंकि यू डोंट गेट अ हेल्प, यू आर अंडर प्रेशर, पीपल आर अंडर प्रेशर, नोबडी इज देयर टू हेल्प यू.
ओके for that what will I tell you because Lovely is going to go start with the basics and you don't want the basics uh,
I don't have a time also.
okay but you are going to in the Java
Yeah, that is also one problem.
that's your
तो आप बोल रहे थे ना कि आपके कुछ बैचेस हैं जो ऑलरेडी थोड़े शुरू हो गए हैं, जिसमें आप कुछ क्लासेस शायद बेसिक्स की ले चुके हैं ऑलरेडी.
mm-hmm.
तो मे बी शायद शिल्पी के लिए
So
वो बेटर फिट हो.
if I go that way you want to start with your project in the
Yeah,
same day
yeah. I would rather like after 1 or 2 days or 1 week,
mm-hmm.
it's okay. 1 week we
Mm-hmm.
can just
तो द
revise
बेसिक्स.
up all the
Mm-hmm.
things.
Okay, so I will tell my senior that is Ashish. She has a hand, you can say he has a knowledge on Java, very much pretty advanced knowledge. Whatever the course is be there is always prepared by him only. And
हम्म.
I will pass your number to him. So what will he tell me? I don't know. I don't know what is the future for that. But I will definitely tell him that she that you want to start with your framework. You want to start with
Yeah.
the framework on the first day.
Yes, because if they want, like they wanted to check my knowledge, I can just
Mm-hmm.
prepare it in 1 or 2 days because I
Mm-hmm.
just need to recall them. I have worked a lot on that. I just need to recall the stuff.
Okay,
That's it.
if you can, I'm just you have WhatsApp me. I'm WhatsApp. Uh, okay, I will pass your number to him.
Okay.
I will pass your number to him. Then you can just whatever your query have, just
Hmm.
ask your query there. Okay,
Okay.
because I think so. लवली को तो थोड़ा चाहिए बेसिक से स्टार्ट, जो मुझे लगता है। ठीक है ना, क्योंकि मैं बोलूँ कि इनको आप सीधा फ्रेमवर्क पे लगा दो, मुश्किल हो जाएगा। मेरे लिए कोई मुश्किल नहीं है, मेरे को तो मैंने बहुत ट्रेनिंग दी है, मैं तो स्टार्टिंग फ्रेमवर्क से भी कर सकता हूँ। पर
ऐसा नहीं है, उसे आता है। आई डोंट नो व्हाई
पर
शी इज सेइंग
नहीं,
बट
I
मे
know
बी
that,
she wants to
I know,
revise it.
no, I know that operator, loop, array functions, everybody will know this about now. But is the thing I want to cover now, whatever the kind we have covered this time, I will cover in 3 classes. जो हमने आज किया है, मैं 3 क्लासेस में करता हूँ, but depending on the knowledge you have, I will just move. Okay,
Yeah, I
now
understand. Yeah.
ये अप्रोच
the,
अच्छी है कि अगर किसी को थोड़ा बहुत आता है तो वो फास्टर मूव कर सकता है उन क्लासेस के थ्रू।
huh, if I say, so why, if I just a question in your question as well in your Java, when I go with the say Eclipse, why this main method is static?
ये सारे आंसर्स पता है बट अभी मेरे को याद नहीं है बिल्कुल भी। मुझे पता है,
Okay.
सारी चीजें पता है क्योंकि मैंने 1 साल से इसे किया नहीं है बिकॉज आई हैव डन अ
Mm,
लॉट ऑफ वर्क बट क्योंकि मैं
mm,
इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं करती, प्रोजेक्ट्स पे काम नहीं करती, दैट्स द ओनली रीजन आई एम नॉट एबल टू डू इट।
okay.
आई हैव
So
लाइक आई हैव प्रिपेयर्ड ऑल दीज थिंग्स फॉर माय इंटरव्यूज आल्सो।
बिकॉज मैं ये चीज इसलिए कह रहा हूँ क्योंकि अगर मैं फ्रेमवर्क पे ये चीजें करूंगा वहां पर ही आपको ये समझ
नहीं, मेरे को मालूम है। आई मीन आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू, इफ यू गिव मी जस्ट 1 वीक, विद इन अ 1 वीक आई कैन रिकॉल बैक एवरीथिंग, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड आई एम रेडी विद दैट। ओनली द पॉइंट इज
ओके।
लाइक या फ्रॉम लास्ट 1 ईयर आई
तू
हैवंट
बेसिक्स
डन
के
इट।
लिए शायद, क्या पता फिर तो 3-4 क्लासेस में तेरे बेसिक्स कवर हो जाएं,
वो आप लोगों को डिसाइड करना है, पर अगर मुझे लवली बोलेगी मुझे करना है सीधा फ्रेमवर्क से, मैं तो फ्रेमवर्क से डायरेक्ट स्टार्ट कर दूंगा, मुझे उसमें भी कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं चाहिए। एन आपको अगर एन यूनिट नहीं पता, जैसे कि आपने आई थिंक सो यू डोंट नो व्हाट इज एन यूनिट।
हाँ, एन
ओके,
यूनिट नहीं पता। हाँ।
हाँ, तो जैसे ही एन यूनिट नहीं पता वैसी कुछ चीजें हो सकती हैं बीच में। मैं नहीं कहता कि 100% होगी, मे बी 30-40% चीजें ऐसी होती हैं बीच में, अगर आप सी
नहीं,
शार्प पे जा
और
रहे हो।
ये भी एक चीज और अच्छी भी होती है कि आप स्टार्टिंग से करते हो तो डेफिनेटली वो रिकॉल कर पाते हो आप सारी चीजें। दैट
बिल्कुल।
इज ऑल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, जो कि आप मतलब मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा बोल रही हूँ
नो,
बट
थिंग इज दैट लाइक व्हाई हमको ये समझ नहीं आता कि स्टैटिक क्या चीज है, वॉइड क्या चीज है, व्हाई स्टैटिक कॉलिंग स्टैटिक ओनली, व्हाई when I say, when I make an object, so what happens? Just a small introduction. If you have the knowledge, I know you have the knowledge, don't brush up, but it's a basic thing. When you make the object, what happened? If I say some anything, just say anything. When we make the object, what happened?
व्हाट हैपन मींस उसका दो चीजें होती हैं
Oh,
ऑब्जेक्ट की।
mm-hmm.
एक उसका
जैस
बिहेवियर होता है और एक उसका कुछ प्रॉपर्टीज होती हैं,
जैसे मैंने आपको
एट्रीब्यूट्स
कहा,
होते हैं
जैसे
एक्चुअली।
मैंने या
आई
वो
मीन
कौन से
दोज आर अ
एट्रीब्यूट,
पार्ट ऑफ क्लास बट ऑब्जेक्ट इज
क्या
एन
वो,
इंस्टेंस ऑफ दैट क्लास।
ओके दैट्स अगेन अ बिग टॉपिक। इफ आई से वेरिएबल्स होते हैं, कौन से होते हैं, स्टैटिक होते हैं, नॉन स्टैटिक होते हैं?
डोंट रिमेम्बर। आप उन्हें बना सकते हो कन्वर्ट, उन्हें स्टैटिक भी बना सकते, जनरली नॉन स्टैटिक होते हैं बट आप उन्हें स्टैटिक बना सकते हो। दे आई गेस दे बिलोंग टू द सेम मेथड, दे डू नॉट चेंज देयर वैल्यूज, समथिंग इज लाइक दैट। आई
जब
रियली
भी
डू नॉट रिमेम्बर इट राइट नाउ।
जब भी हम ऑब्जेक्ट, व्हेन वी मेक एन ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ द क्लास, ऑल द नॉन स्टैटिक थिंग्स,
यस।
ऑल द नॉन स्टैटिक थिंग्स विल रिजाइड ओवर देयर।
यस राइट।
स्टैटिक नहीं होता ऑब्जेक्ट में, वो क्यों नहीं होता, वो चलो अलग चीज है। हमें यही कंसेप्ट होता है मैन, कि हम नॉन स्टैटिक क्यों है, स्टैटिक क्यों नहीं होता, ये चीजें कैसे हो रही हैं, कैसे मेथड कॉल हो रहा है, ये सब बेसिक कंसेप्ट है। व्हेन यू हैव द क्लियरेंस,
राइट
यू विल
राइट।
नो, you will get to know that why this is thing. Okay, why? Because this is a concept. You can do is by, you can go and write every line of code in every class, But why we use this concept, OOPS concept? Because it's a, you can say, first of thing, reusability. Main thing is
Right.
a reusability. I mean, I
Yes.
don't have to
Yes.
write same line of code again and again. And what
Right.
is the thing? If I just give you the example, suppose there are three departments in a company. Say one department is the admin, then you have management, and then you have the finance. Okay. Again, I'm writing admin, I can say finance, and then you have a management. And some persons are working inside, say here, A is working, B is working, C is working, say D is working, E is working, F working, and here G is working, H, H is working. So suppose if a H person wants a file which is of B, that is admin part, he cannot go directly. That's he cannot go directly. He has to tell his manager, then that manager will call the manager of admin. That admin will call B. B will get back file to admin manager. Then it will get to the manager here, and this will come back here. Okay. This whole concept is known as encapsulation. Getting my point?
Mm-hmm.
This is the encapsulation. This is a concept. You cannot go directly. Why encapsulation? This is known as data hiding is there. You are not going to share your this
Right.
data to here. This concept
Right.
is known as encapsulation. If you can explain this concept to anybody, then you have the knowledge of OOPS. Now, I have given you a small example, and you can understand, okay, this cannot be directly. Now, why it cannot be directly? What is the question why it cannot be directly? Now, suppose you are the bank. You are this person is calculating the amount, whatever your amount in your amount in your account has. If you can access this function directly, you can have the power. But if they can access it, then they have the power and they can change it. But you don't want it to be access it directly. So you make another function and you C function will call B function for calculation. This B will give the calculation to C and this calculated amount is given by this or by this. So these are known as the things that is done in OOPS like private, protected, default, public. These are access specifiers. You will get to know when I go through the examples why I'm doing this, why I'm telling you this. And this whole concept is known as encapsulation. Okay? You because OOPS concepts are not you can say rules. They are just a directions. If you follow them, you are definitely on the right path. If you don't, then the desired result is not in favor of yours.
Yeah, true.
It's just a concept. It's not the rule book. It's just a concept that you have to follow. That's why I say object-oriented programming structure. It not says rules. It not says direction. It says structure. So you have to follow it. And it's all things are dependent to each other. You will get to know when we go through some examples. But yeah, I again insist that you have a basic knowledge of your programming. Because if you have the basic knowledge of programming, then it can be help in any language, helpful in any language. Okay, so when say arrays, why there is arrays? Because string array can hold string value, integer array can hold integer values, but I want to store string int and any other values in the same. How can I do that? So thing is that what is, but I don't go to forward to use to object. But right now, why we are using object, I will tell you. Because first I will tell you string array, then I will integer arrays, and I will ask you the question. Suppose I want to store both of the values in one single unit. How can I do that? So answer is you can do it in the object. But if you don't know why are we doing for the object, then that's not a good part, in my opinion.